good to go.
Indie Music Live. It's episode 100, and I'm JoeJoeKeys, as always, hanging out with you here on Tuesday nights at 10 o'clock Eastern Time. Share this video out. Let everybody know that this is the coolest place to hang out on Tuesday nights and that you're here as well. I am sitting here with Mr. David Indie Token Crypto Taco Werba.
Or, yeah, the Czar of Phoenix. I'm trying to get you to say that, but hey, Joe, you remember where it all started, man?
Oh yeah.
You want to? Hey, Rob, you want to show? You want to show the folks in a minute here where it all began? That'd be cool.
Just a second. He's shitting his pants a little bit. He's having some technical difficulties, which is always fun. So. I got it, Rob. I got it live right here.
All right, cool.
So if anybody's watching us, just let us know that you can see us. For as far as I can tell, we're live. I can see people coming in right now. Ray J, Vizualye here. Daniel Powell is also here. Kay Soul, Sweet Cheeks from Chicago, she's also here. So Daniel Powell says big up indie music. And yeah, we just want to say hello, share this video out. We got some awesome stuff going on. Like I said, it's episode 100. And when we first started out, whenever Rob's ready, but we're just going to bullshit until then. So how's everybody doing? How's your Thanksgiving? Good to see you. Okay. Okay, according to Rob, we are back live. Sorry about that, guys. I don't know what's going on. Sometimes the Facebook stream, if anybody knows about live streaming, it gets a little funky sometimes, and all we can do is deal with it. So it seems like it's just like live TV. So if you're involved in live TV or anything live, you know what that's like. So, Dave, what were you saying?
Well, I mean, we used to have glitches like this all the time. Like,
oh, this is nothing.
Yeah, like maybe I don't know, around a year ago or something like that. It was just kind of experimenting with all this stuff, and Rob has been on the cutting edge the whole time. So there was even with the glitches, I mean, that was like the best that was out there. So we continue to kind of step it up and improve the show and get better quality and new features, new graphics, like an old TV with our first show. That would be cool if we could just patch that in.
It's coming. It's coming. Oh, he looks like he's got it. Oh, this is where it all began, everybody. I can't see the studio feed, so I don't know if you can see it yet, but I think, can they see it, Rob? Oh, there we go. There's the studio feed. Now I can see myself again. And
the same element on this one too.
There it is.
Episode 5. Without a doubt.
That was the first
very moody,
kind of we ever did.
Dramatic kind of. I like that video, kind of stuff too.
The first couple of shows were like a podcast, and I had to force my wife to do it before before Dave came along and partnered up with me in the business. But I would be like, "Honey, it's time to do a podcast," and we would sit here and like record it. It wouldn't be live. But then we started doing Blab, which is what you see on the TV right now, and that was a 4-screen live stream platform. If anybody was ever involved in Blab, it was really cool. It was very addicting, and I ended up spending way too much time there, as did Dave. But that's what it looked like, and that was episode 5. That was the first video. Now we're at episode 100. Can you believe it? So K-Soul's here, Vizualye's here, Chan Maurice is here. He's going to be a special guest with his band coming up. Trey just can't deal. Mandabrat's locked in. And yeah, so we're having a good show. Let's go ahead and listen to some music. We have a really great cross-section of songs coming up tonight. Dave, we'll get to what you want to say. I can see it's on the tip of your tongue, but we're gonna do it. We've been talking too long. We had some technical difficulties. Let's listen to some music. We're gonna listen to Metropol with their song Cage.
What about
Tomorrow you'll be fine. It can be still if I have to never go back to where I'm from. Fuck this. Fuck this. Fuck this. I never go back to where I'm from.
Indie Music Live. This is episode 100. And boy, do I wish that you bought some Bitcoin back in the beginning of the year, because if you did, you're going to be very happy with yourself. We're going to get to that in just a second. We also have a featured artist tonight, Oliart. Rob's got the graphics going. If you guys notice the lower thirds, apparently we have a brand new lower third. It's hard for us to tell, but we have some animated lower thirds. Rob's just killing it lately. If you caught our show with K-Soul last night, the listening party on for her brand new project, Hiding in Plain Sight, I was doing the producing on a platform called Be Live, which is cool. It was working all right. A little laggy, a little slow. Rob's a lot better. I'm glad we're working with Rob tonight. So everybody's walking in. Vizualye's here. Juan from Puerto Rico is also here. My buddy Marty Lafaso is here. We're going to be featuring his band coming up soon. Also in a couple weeks, Metropol with Cage. That was an awesome video. I love that video. It's good stuff.
Dude, I was really digging the song too. I mean, these guys are like more than ready for prime time, man. Like this was like super pro production and mixing.
Oh yeah,
here. I think really, yeah. What's that?
I think they're from overseas.
Yeah, I heard that. I mean, I heard like the band The Bravery in these guys, which they had a hit song called Believe. I believe that's what it was called. And maybe a touch of Duran Duran. I mean, there was like a little 80s, 90s flavor into this. But the video is awesome. Dude, I couldn't find too many faults in this song, Joe. I mean, I was really digging this. Like these super polished, great voice, great tone, great like harmonies when his voice comes in. And yeah.
Yeah, right up your alley and my alley as well. So cool. So you had something you wanted to mention tonight, and big announcement.
No, yeah. So like show 100, we want to give back to our listeners and the fans and the artists and everything. So we're actually doing a giveaway tonight, and I pinned a link in the chat, and that's to go register at BitShare. So we can talk for hours about this, but we're going to spread this out every week. We're going to have like a section in the show where we talk about blockchain and cryptocurrency, and look at all these coins just falling from the sky. We're going to be just like giving these away to artists and even fans. So I'll explain in the middle of the show how it's going to work. But if you want, you can click the link and you can register, and then we'll send tokens to everyone who like signs up. All you have to do is send us your username for BitShares, and we'll send you indie tokens. And I'll get back to that later. But yeah, just generally though, it's like our background, Joe. Like I mean, people have heard us talk about like, like Music Coin. We did a lot with that, Music Economy and everything, just kind of like brand partnership. But with this new token on BitShares, we're basically we're a distribution partner of this, what's called the Indie Alliance, and it's going to be a long-term project. So I'm excited about it. It's going to take some time to explain it, but we're going to be doing it every show. But I mean, I've been tracking this since 2014 passively, and I know you kind of started getting into it maybe a little later, but in the past like year and a half, dude, I mean, it's
just blowing up.
It's blown it, dude. It's almost mainstream now. I mean,
yeah.
I'm seeing the statistics. Yeah.
Even just like, positioning yourself in the right spot. This is something I think that's going to be really big and something that's new. And, we'll explain. You can feel free to get in touch with us about and ask questions about, cryptocurrency and Bitcoin and the indie token, which is what we're talking about. We don't have time to really explain away everything to it. But basically, like Dave was saying, go to BitShares, register. There's a lot of explanations. It's a little bit different than usual. It's a decentralized exchange. So if you don't know what that is, do a little reading first, get familiar with it. But we're really excited about it, and we're going to be talking about it a lot in the next, year, 2 years, however long it takes.
Yeah, because it's not just about like buy Bitcoin. It's like what we've done the past year is find ways to bridge like crypto and blockchain for artists, because that is the future, like how artists make money online, and it's it's every industry is now moving to the blockchain. So it's like we want to stay on the cutting edge of this space, and we want to educate people and talk about it, because it's like it's a daily practice of both of ours.
Yeah,
like we're constantly monitoring this stuff, so we want to, you know, just spread the word and, you know, get people involved in this, because it's there's no turning back, man. It's just, it's too large. And anyway,
cool. So, like I said, get in touch with us. We're going to be explaining more and more about it. We're going to be doing articles on the website and all that stuff. But I think now it's time to move on and get to some music news.
Yes.
And it's indie music news time. If you're watching this video, please share it out. Let us know what you're thinking. Say hello, say we stink, whatever you want. Just let us know we're here, that you're here, rather. So first story of the night, we have 3 to look at. I got this from nme.com, and I'm trying to close the ad so I can actually read the story, but in my browser. But the full list of the Grammy and the nominations are out. And Dave, I was just wondering how you feel about that. Are you a big Grammy fan?
Over time, I think every year I become less interested.
Yeah, I lost interest in like the late 90s.
And it's not, there's a reason for that. I've touched on it in the past. It's just, it's too close to like politics to me now, because over time, you kind of learn like how the thing operates, and you understand that there's this group of A-list artists, like elite artists, that basically have to campaign to get nominated, and it just like you're running for office or something, and it's a really small pool of music, and it's all major label domination, and it's just this like really small, you know, percentage of artists, and I just every time I hear that word now, it's like Grammys, I think it's like, well, that's not the best music in the world. Like, well, what do you want me to say? It's not the best music in the world. If you win a Grammy, that is not the best song on the planet. That's from the artist who campaigned to get in there. So he's the best one of those 5.
Well, and it just goes to show you that the list this year, it's Jay-Z, Kendrick Lamar, and Bruno Mars, basically. Those are the people.
Bruno Mars. I mean, Bruno Mars has been like, he plays the game as well as anybody, dude. I think like, yeah, he's just
So you can check out that full list. You can check out nme.com for the full list, or just go to Google and search Grammys. I just thought you may want to know that it's out. It's the second story tonight. You remember last week or the week before, I think, we were talking about the comments that Morrissey made about sexual harassment, you know, and how pretty much everybody's had sex with underage people at some point or another, something to that effect. Well, he got a little pissed off. So again, at nme.com, I got this story today, and there's an Instagram video that was posted by Robin DeBank on Instagram, and there's a shows him. Oh no, it was him showing. The ad started showing on the browser, and that sucks. Anyway, talked about him, like he seemed a little upset about somebody quoting him in a magazine. He said he's never going to do print interviews again.
That's yeah. I mean, I like the Smiths and Morrissey's music. I love it, actually, legend. But I kind of understood some of his points in his original interview. But this right here it's just kind of whiny and baby. Weird. It's just like, you know what, guys? You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to go back into obscurity for 20 years because of this. I'm going to punish my fans and go into obscurity. And I'm just sitting here like, okay. Like he's been out of the public light for how many years? He come back, you hear about his interview, he gets a little, you know, backlash from it. It's like, all right, guys, you know, I'm gone back into the cave for 10 years. So it's like, all right, well, whatever.
If you don't see the words form in my mouth or hear me say them, I didn't say them. So go check out that video. That was interesting, I thought. So last story of the day, we're gonna watch one more video and then get to the featured artist. He's waiting patiently in the virtual green room. I think he might have fell asleep. I'm not sure.
No.
Anyway, The Guardian at theguardian.com, they had a really cool article about, and it's called "We Could Build Something Revolutionary: How Tech Set Underground Music Free." And you and I were talking about this with Luis a little bit before we started the show, just about what we can do now as independent artists. You know, I mean, you can, you know, promote your music anywhere in every corner of the world. You can give it away for free. You can make money off of it. There's so many ways to make money as a musician that's not even on your music and online these days. So it's just really exciting. I thought this is a great article. It gives a lot of examples about people who basically started nothing with nothing. One example was a rapper, I believe, who used a phone app and sold about 40,000 tickets overnight, basically.
Yeah. So there's one line that really jumped out at me in this article, and it was a quote from Brian Message, I believe his name is technology has democratized creativity. Like you have to think about that for a second, because that's a positive thing in my eyes. It always has been. I've heard comments like this, and I've obviously been tracking tech for 25 years. As an artist, I love this. It's like, okay, man, it's all on your table, man. You have the opportunity to like reach thousands of people where you didn't 20 years ago. You can like manufacture your own career. You can do so many things, and you can remove the problems that exist where, you know, independent artists get screwed by major labels. You don't have to deal with that, but you still have to bust your ass, man. Like this doesn't mean that you don't have to work, you know? So the people that like work hard and bust their ass, figure it out, then
it's working again, Rob.
Yeah. Then they just like rise above the crowd, man. And they have success. And sometimes, yeah, there's these stories like, yeah, so-and-so did some YouTube project and made like $300,000. It's like, great, man. Do you think that happened by accident? I'm sure he did a shitload of research to figure that out, and it paid off. So it's like the world is your oyster, you know, with technology. So there's no reason to like hold back, you know? So, but that's also what our business spawned out of it, is the same philosophy, Joe. You know, that's why it's like serendipitous kind of reading this.
So we had another little glitch there. I don't know if you noticed, Dave, you were talking, but I don't know if you saw Rob shit his pants.
Well, there's a couple chunks on his cheek left over.
But I don't want to interrupt you. You were talking nice. So everybody share this video out. We're breaking Facebook tonight. Let us know what you think. Vizualye, thank you so much for saying happy 100th show. This is our 100th show. We have a featured artist coming up, Luis Oliart out of Los Angeles, guitar player, and really nice guy so far. So let's check out.
So far. He could turn into an asshole in like 5 minutes.
You never know. I think you say this name Maariana, and this is a really cool electro opera feel. So check it out. This is Rebellious Love. Indie Music Live. It's episode 100. That's 100. And I like this song a lot. And I think this is really good stuff. Dave, I think you might agree with me.
You like this tune, huh? Yeah,
I like the creativity overall. Okay. It's so much different than something we've ever done. I want to get in touch with these artists, and because it's like a collaboration. But I want to get in touch with them and see if they want to be featured on the show. I like this. I think they're from New York City.
I can say with full confidence, I've never heard any type of song like this before. And I mean, that's always a positive through my eyes. I mean, like breaking ice, breaking walls down, you know, with mashing up different genres. We got, I mean, opera over a cello with almost like a hip hop beat in the background, but modern. Yeah, really, really interesting. I mean, I'm gonna have to sit with this one for a while. It's like nothing like jumped into my head. It's like, oh, I gotta say this. I'm just like, I'm still like,
well, that's a first.
Still trying to figure. I mean, yeah, it's just interesting. I'm like, is there a market for this? Is this just an experiment? I don't have that answer yet. Yeah,
it's not on Top 40 radio, but it's definitely. Vizualye says this got my attention. I felt it was really good. Had some interesting dynamics, violin and vocals, good energy. Yeah, and we'll be listening to one of Vizualye's tunes here in a lither bit, by the way, which you can find
maybe like a vignette in like a spy movie, or it's just, you know, it's just something different, you know. But singer was very beautiful. Woo! All right, go ahead.
Yeah, that might be part of it. Yeah. She was a very good voice too, like really well trained, like classical voice. You know, It wasn't a lot of those girls will be like way over the top, you know. And I really good control. I liked it. I enjoyed it a lot. Just tonight's really good music. So, okay, speaking of really good music, let's go ahead and move on to. Hey, you awake there, dude? You awake? You need some coffee? Somebody get this guy some donuts.
No, I'm awake.
Oliart, our featured artist of the night. How you doing tonight, sir?
Good, man.
Good. Well, I want to thank you for coming in early and hanging out with us, you know, and getting stuff straightened up. Yeah, look in the feed there. You can see if you're this is just introducing you. Dave takes over the bulk of the interviewing because he's really good at contemplation and talking and stuff. I just pre-produced the show and put it all together. So I want to let you know that I like your music. You're really cool and you're a really nice guy so far that
so far. That's the key word.
Anything can happen.
Because we literally just met you tonight. So, you know, it could be all front. But I want to let you know the reason you're on the show is because you stand way above and beyond, you know, a lot of artists that we get submissions for what you're doing, your professionalism and stuff. So I just want you to kind of introduce yourself. Let us know a little bit about the song Broken Chains. And then we're going to listen to that. And then we're going to come back and get deeper with Dave.
Well, I'm an LA musician and native from Los Angeles and lived a lot of places through, you know, playing music. The Broken Chains album was a solo record, and that's the title track, you know, Broken Chains. And basically, I wrote it with Craig T. Fall, a writing partner. He was with Stevie Wonder when he was like 16.
Nice.
And he was Glenn Campbell's second guitarist and a piano player. He played well enough, you know, on the piano. So I write with him. We were friends. We played reggae a lot years ago, and we always just got along. And so we've written some good tunes together. And that's awesome. Him playing with me on that. That's the two of us and a tabla player on that tune.
Right on. Cool. So we're going to come back, get deeper with Dave. For now, let's go ahead and listen to Luis Oliart with Broken Chains. Everybody share this out, and we'll see you in a minute.
I know there's a man in the mirror that I don't know. He looks like me there, but somehow the hurt don't show. And I know that time won't heal no matter where I go. The days go by like the links on a broken chain. I run so far, but the voice in my head is the same. You walk this earth like a man on a one-way train. Restless dreams on a cold, dark night. Them songs they play that never stop, and somehow the words ain't right. I know them changes will come if I stick to my guns and be the man to face the pain, or remain the same man, the man in the broken chains. The broken chains. I'll wait for a savior to find me and wash me clean. But daylight comes like a jailer with the...
Deeper with Dave, deeper with Dave. Oh, yeah.
Sponsored by...
Was that the first time it was a flawless transition?
I believe so.
I believe so. Wow. Show one. We had to wait till show 100 to do it perfect. But all right, let's bring in Luis, man. Let's talk about this stuff, dude.
Okay. Hey.
Yeah. I really, really like the mix on this tune, dude. Like, this was, man, the professionalism on this. I listened with a couple different headphones. The panning and just the levels and the quality of the instrumentation was just like top notch, dude. So kudos on that. So why don't you say who those people were that kind of collaborated with you on that, like the production and the mixing?
Well, you know, I produced most of the last 3 records that I've done with either a second person or myself. That was done at my house. And I basically, you know, I'm an old school type of a person, so you got to just hit the tape, so to speak, well, and do good spacing on your mic. So I always make sure I hit the microphone well and make it sure it's in the performance. So when everything's just recorded nominally, it sounds great. So the mixing is truly just, you know, icing on the cake. And then that was my buddy. So it's the performances of Craig and I. And then my buddy John Carta, who I have a music library with, and he's my composing partner. He's a great mixer, and thank you for saying that, because he knows what he's doing. And
yeah. So how long you been producing and mixing?
Personally, since about maybe about the last 10 years, I've been really where I've had the console in front of me. Years back, I was in the studio doing my own record, but there was always an engineer. You know what I mean?
Right. So you're well versed on the whole process. Like, the point I want to make is that, like, what you probably consider just subtle tweaks, which like mic position and things like that, dude, that's a big deal, because there's so many like independent artists and young artists that they overlook that stuff and they just don't think about it. And it comes across in the mix and they're sitting there wondering, why doesn't it sound better? And it's a point that Joe and I, we've been trying to make this, since we started, man, because those details are important.
Well, I always take a lot of time with the type of instrument that's chosen and making sure that they blend. And then you have the really good players playing it. That doesn't mean the guy's got to be proficient, but just good feeling. You know, there's some synergy on there. But I would say that if I have a gift as a producer or something, it's that I take the time at the front end. I'll run lots of different tempos. I'll play it. I'll take some time with it to make sure it really sits nicely and it's a sweet spot. Because if you don't get that tempo right, you know, you can blow the whole thing.
Yep.
So you don't want to back out of an era. So I just take the time at the front end and then make sure I've got the best guys at the back end.
Yeah. So this, like the style, like the down home blues, you know, just little folk, maybe a touch of country in the delivery. Americana for sure. But you know what I heard in this was there was some remnants of Doobie Brothers.
Nice, thanks.
Yeah, is that an influence of yours? Because I heard it's buried in there, but I heard it, dude. There's some transitions where it's like, that's Doobie Brothers. We're going back to 60s, 70s there. So
yeah, I mean, Craig and I are just both lovers of the blues. So we like the Three Kings, obviously, and then, you know, Ray Vaughan was the post-Hendrix revolution of the blues and revitalized all that. So we kind of grew up in that whole scene. And so, you know, I just try to stay close to that. as much as I can.
Yeah, and it's cool. I mean, it's still modern the way it was produced. I mean, there's a touch of Jack Johnson, but you know, the vocals is totally different. But like, I love the slide guitar. Always being a big fan. I'm like into Derek Trucks now, who is, you know, since Dwayne Allman, I've never heard a slide player as good as Derek Trucks. But
he gives me hope, man. That guy gives me hope for music. He really does.
know, but it's like there's this huge gap between like slide guitar legends, and it's like when I hear stuff like this, I'm like, whoa, that's not just like filler stuff, man.
Yeah,
that player's got some skills. Was that you, or was that
that's Craig and I both together. I'm playing the resonator. There might be a little bit of slide on my part, but most of those counterpoint things are Craig, and the high harmonies Craig also.
Cool.
You know? Yeah, and then if you listen to that song, I mean, you listen, I'm rolling and I'm tumbling, you know, I drive the whole night long.
Nice.
The changes are basically, it's a lot of traditions in that song. And then, you know, I'm a Irish Spanish guy from LA, growing up in punk and new wave and rock and metal and Hairspray. So, you know, I just try to just do what I love, man. It all comes.
Well, hey, what's your scene right now? Are you like, do you do a little touring? You play locally? You got like a regular weekly gig right there in LA or something?
Yeah, I'm enjoying the Red Door. I do the house band thing on Mondays. I perform. I have my own opening set, like a residency, and then I back up Doc Lawrence, and they're really good players. Scotty was with Pink Floyd, and the other guy was Rick Solomon was with the Blasters. Doc was signed in his younger days. So it's a good little unit. And then we have lots of artists coming through there. And so I'm ending up backing up a variety of people in the course of a night. And I like that. It keeps me on top of my game.
Yeah.
I've been doing that and just really working the record. And then I'm trying to work on a live album with my band, The Hinges, where I'm doing my whole catalog, but live. And that's what I love the most.
Okay, sweet. So where can people find you online, and where can they buy your songs, man?
Well, you can just go luisoliart.com and hit that. And it's got a link to any, you know, to get the record, the new record, the, Just Another Day record, the Broken Chains record, and I had a solo record from about 10 years ago.
Rob's pointing to the lower third, but I think Rob injected an O in your name. I think it's just Luis, right?
Yeah, Luis.
Okay. Yeah, it's Luis Oliart. So
yeah.
Anyway, yeah, so Luis, thanks so much for coming by, man. Love your tune, and you know, have a great night. We're gonna move on to the next song, and take care, my brother.
Thanks for doing what you're doing, fellas. Thank you.
Absolutely.
Good night, folks.
All right, so we're going to go right into the next tune, which is a regular in our chat, and just our whole scene is it's Vizualye. This is Hunger Games.
We facing, killing dreams of little kings in the making. The ring is meant to be taken, but lack of education and preparation, damnation, contamination is a ray of gamma. Say goodbye to grandma and the fam when the gates slam. Destitution, where's my restitution? Reparations never distributing. I kiss my shorties when I hit the block, cause niggas shooting for a spot. But who cares? A lot of ignorant folk talking trash like they qualified. Hate our skin color, but still we rise. My brother from another mother realize and open up your eyes to the struggle and the puzzle that we suffer from. Why a nigga numb, make them wanna load a gun and pop one up in something. They turn around and do is nothing, have to lobbying for something, but they never doing what they say they gonna do. Nigga, stop frontin', stop frontin', let a nigga hold something. Stop frontin', stop frontin'. It ain't a game, stop playing with my people. It's hunger pain, seasons change. Hey.
Now look at what we up against, pain, sweating and suffering. No matter what the struggle is, can't stop the hustling. I've been on my way with J shit, that's like my brother, man. I understand exactly what this is, the hunger game. Now look at what we up against, pain, sweating and suffering. No matter what the struggle is, can't stop the hustling. I've been on my way with J shit, that's like my brother, man. I understand exactly what this is, no hunger game. Yeah, the words run through like these critics never knew him, but but it wasn't in my vision. Had to get them used to them. I was sitting in my residence just trying to set the form. Do I love it? Do I leave it? Speak my piece or just ignore it? And the clock is running swift. I see the music take the form from the essence of a poem. I've been blessed with so much more. Nothing's threaded from my past. Still trying to make it on. Like I got something left to prove. Nothing to hide. I feel with bored. Trying to show the world that you my speaking got inside the home. I can lie on any track. Bring the message back to y'all. My habitat within my rap. I think I'm breaking on and on. Never sitting patiently. I need to get up, get out, and do it. Every dream that's worth pursuing. Best believe it's
Hunger Games, Vizualye. He's been hanging around our chat and our whole scene. I don't know, maybe 6 months. Good man. Good man.
He's got a couple reviews on the site. A real positive guy. I love. He's always around. He's a hard worker. He even like hit us up. He hit the K-Soul thing last night, and just he's all over the place. So
yeah, he was like he joined Music Coin. He was like a featured artist over there, and he's still
working the Music Coin.
Yeah, he's getting some exposure, and that's great. So, man, good tune. I can't hold back on this Vizualye. Raji, I believe your name is. Here's what I heard. It's like it's a nice tune. So what I heard is what I say often in this, genre of music is like I'm always conscious of the background music. So I listen to the dynamic of the background music, and it kind of rises up and it drops down. So there, like the music has its own drama in it. And my issue with this song is that the rap and the vocals aren't always conscious of it. Like perhaps it's a taste thing, but I think when the drama of the music is rising, I think you should, I hear a little like more energy coming from the rap at those moments. That would be my recommendation, because it's just like even keel throughout. Like there's no extra energy at points, and the timing is really, syncopated and everything. So that would be my recommendation, is just like play more with the dynamic, be more conscious of the music and don't rap just to a click track. Be conscious of that. So what do you think, Joe? What are your thoughts on this one, man?
Well, listening to the song, it's definitely, sounds good and it's catchy. Like you said, I don't know how it's formed up. I'm old school. I like choruses and verses and bridges and all that stuff. And it feels like a collab, but it doesn't feel like there's much structure to it.
Well, yeah, and it's maybe you can put in the chat. It's like that might be what they've been going for. I mean, there's some raps that's just what it is. It's just like on the beat the entire song, and they just that's what they wanted to do. But as a listener, I feel like I've said this like 100 times. I just look for more.
You probably have.
Yeah, just more dynamic and more energy at times, where it's like where the music is just, you don't like release this song and you look at the music where it's you put it almost as a novelty just to your rap. Like they should be like married together and working with each other. But I'm sure people would disagree with me on that. I mean, it's debatable, but that's just my opinion on this.
Well, like I said, just keep doing what you're doing. He says he's taking note, and thank you, Dave. So. And this is the kind of guy.
Yeah. I know he's working hard, man. So it's like, but I don't want to like hold back what I hear in this, because I think that would be helpful to him and
well, that's what I like about him. He's a nice guy, and he's our ideal client. Somebody who's working it, trying to make it, trying to find new ways to be in the music industry. And so I'm happy he's here, and thank you for submitting your music as always, man. Let's go ahead and move on. This is show 100. If you didn't catch the thing about the indie token giveaway, maybe Dave should tell you about it real quick before we listen to the next song.
Yeah, Rob, we're just like raining tokens over here. No, we pin this link. It's just like you feel it. They're just like falling from the sky like manna. And maybe I can catch some. There we go. Just drink it up. Oh yes. No, I can't give the full explanation just in one show, but basically, like, I pinned that link. That's to go sign up for BitShares, which is the exchange. BitShares is the decentralized exchange where you can receive your tokens. So all you have to do is share the show tonight, sign up for BitShares and send us your username, and we'll send you tokens. Just hit up Joe or I through DM or in the chat, anywhere. Just let us know your username at BitShares. We'll send you tokens. Some of the stuff might not make sense at first. We understand, like, the front end of this is, it takes a bit to like grasp it, but we've thought through this like long and hard. It's like this is the future. I mean, there's no doubt that this is how people are going to be like paying for goods and sending money to people overseas. It's been happening for 5+ years. It's not a scam. It's not shady. It's actually more legit than the big banking industry, and it's less fee. Yeah, Joe, what was that?
Well, and it gains value over time. It's like it's a little bit like it's commodity, but it's also a kind of a
All right, good to go.
Indie Music Live. It's episode 100, and yes. I'm JoeJoeKeys, as always, hanging out with you here on Tuesday nights at 10 o'clock Eastern Time. Share this video out. Let everybody know that this is the coolest place to hang out on Tuesday nights and that you're here as well. I am sitting here with Mr. David Indie Token Crypto Taco Werba.
Or, yeah, the Czar of Phoenix. I'm trying to get you to say that, but hey, Joe, you remember where it all started, man?
Oh yeah.
You want to? Hey, Rob, you want to show? You want to show the folks in a minute here where it all began? That'd be cool.
Just a second. He's shitting his pants a little bit. He's having some technical difficulties, which is always fun. So,
like folk, like I want to say Irish folk. Maybe I'm wrong, but that there's actually a pretty decent market for that. Like in Phoenix, Arizona, there's a couple Irish pubs where they only have Irish folk bands play live, like on Friday, Saturday. Like that's the only bands that come through. And you know, that's Arizona. I mean, and I think I remember it from college too. So that like there's a market for this stuff, and I like what they're doing, and you know, they got a tight, solid sound, and it's catchy, man. Good stuff.
Cool. Awesome. So again, episode 100 tonight, Indie Music Live. Thank you for everybody for hanging out with us. Randall Nolson, Selassie from Blab. Hello, my friend. Jeremy Rogers, Vizualye, manager Steve, Mandabrat's in the house. He gave us his BitShares username. It's anda-3. So
yeah, we'll get to it. We'll get to it after.
Mandabrat, if you're still here, if you could send us that in either the the Facebook message for Indie Music Plus, or email it to us, so that we make sure that we get it. I'll really try hard to come back and get that, and I'll go through and try to find BitShare usernames in the comments. But please send us a message so that we know for sure that you can know for sure that we got it. Anyway. Yeah, put your password in the chat.
Yeah. Well, it doesn't actually. The security is pretty interesting with BitShares. It doesn't matter. The only way you can log into your account is through that specific browser on your computer. Yep. So no one can hack your account, and that's why the decentralized exchange is the future. Anyway, go ahead.
So speaking of Mandabrat, our good friend from South America, he came out with a new tune again, and that's what we're going to listen to. Last tune that we're going to listen to on episode 100. It's fitting. It's Mandabrat with his new song, Paradise.
It's a great tune, man.
Indie Music Live, episode 100. I'm just playing. I knew I was going to come on. Mandabrat, the general consensus for that song Paradise in the virtual green room is this is his best work yet. And it's cool because we talk about how we're sort of the, the autobiography of the indie music scene as we know it, at least. Of course, the indie music scene isn't always what we know of, but the people that we've been involved with, at least, this is sort of the biography. And it's really cool to watch not autobiography, but
well, I mean, it's both. It's an autobiography of Indie Music Plus and us, but
my point is the
I got you.
It's like the beginning. So we have quite a few reviews on him. He comes out with a single every so often. Cool guy, great producer, getting better and better all the time. Dave,
I remember the early issues he had, and it was with the mix. There's like his early mixes, they weren't mastered. There was like certain instruments and tones and sounds that would just like jump out, and it wasn't compressed, and it was harsh at times. And man, it's just like, listen to this, man. It's like, I'm sure a lot of the listeners, they don't understand the progression that we do because we've heard all the past stuff, but man, this, God, no doubt this is his best tune, dude. This is like really smooth, nice compression, nice mastering, the best vocals in terms of this artist that is sang over his beats and his mixes. This was just a nice combination right here, man. This is the best I've heard from Mandabrat. Good job, dude. I mean, yeah, it's just like, I love I love seeing it, man. It's like heartwarming, you know, just to see all the steps, the big steps that he's taking keeps going up, man.
It's amazing.
Yeah.
It's amazing to see what time and hard work can accomplish, you know?
Yeah, dude. That's what it's all about, man. It's like that's what we tell people. That's what we want. That's what we want all these artists to do, to reach new heights, man. The best version of themselves. It's just awesome to see it and hear it.
Cool. So that's about episode 100 right there. Everybody, again, thanks for hanging out with us. We've had some regulars hanging out with us the entire show, which is awesome.
Oh, dude, for the archives, Joe, I have my like coin tracker open on my computer. Bitcoin during the show surpassed 10,000. Yep. It's at 10,300 right now.
Holy crap.
It's like, I remember bills, baby. I know, dude. When Bitcoin was like $5, everyone's like, oh, it's a fad. And then it hits $100. Oh, it's a scam. Then 1,000. Oh, it's a bubble. It'll never work. It just keeps going, dude. It just keeps going. It's not going to stop. I mean, at some point, you just got to adopt it, accept it. That's part of the future financing industry globally. Might as well get educated. And that's what we want to be a part of that process. So
cool. So if you don't know what we're talking about, watch the video. Go back and rewatch the video. We talked about the indie token, which we're involved with, that we're going to be distributing to people who share this video and put their username either in the chat or get in touch with us. It's better to get in touch with us and sending us a Facebook message or an email at info@indiemusicplus.com. Robert Hicks, as always, man, thanks for taking the punches for us tonight. Hixvideo, if you need professional live streaming production, he's your man. He's been with us since about episode 31 or so, yep. 32, 33, something like that. 35, I think. Anyway, a lot of freaking episodes, and he's just as consistent as we are, and we love it. We love working with him. So everybody give him a big shout out. And Dave, any final words for episode 100? I'm about ready to pass out. I'm tired.
Yeah, I need some food, man. It's just, yeah, it's a celebration tonight. I'm really proud to reach the milestone. Yeah, that's a lot of episodes, man. I mean, it's kind of something to be proud of.
I've never done anything 100 times except for making crap or something. I don't know.
No, it's just yeah. I don't know. It's a manifestation of the progression of this business and this brand. So it's something to be proud of. So
cool. Well, again, everybody, thank you for watching, and we're gonna catch you next week, episode 101, Tuesday night, 10 o'clock Eastern time on Facebook Live and YouTube. Yeah. I'm JoeJoeKeys sitting here with David Granny Pants Werba.
Rip Taylor. I feel like Rip Taylor tonight, spreading confetti all over the crowd. But
that was goodbye.
I need a big bushy mustache next time.
We facing, killing dreams and little kings in the making. The ring is meant to be taken, but lack of education and preparation, damnation, contamination is a ray of gamma. Say goodbye to grandma and the fam when the gate slam. Destitution, where's my restitution? Reparations never distributing. I kiss my shorties when I hit the block, cause niggas shooting for a spot. But who cares? A lot of ignorant folk talking trash like they qualified. Hate our skin color, but still we